The cycle of abuse is a relationship pattern that typically begins with a happy phase. Then, tension starts to grow, which leads to an incident of abuse. Afterward comes a period of reconciliation, followed by another honeymoon phase until tensions rise again, perpetuating the cycle. During the honeymoon phase, the abuser often appears charismatic, attentive, and deeply invested in the relationship. They may want to move quickly, pushing for commitment. To outsiders, the partnership looks perfect. This phase cements emotional attachment, making abuse later more difficult to recognize and resist. Then, tension builds up. The abuser may exhibit controlling behavior, unpredictable anger, or emotional withdrawal. Rather than questioning the relationship, the victim often rationalizes their partner's behavior, believing the changes are temporary or even their own fault. Now the abuser crosses a line. This incident of abuse can take the form of emotional manipulation, physical violence, betrayal, or sexual assault. While the target may feel a range of emotions from shock to fear, anger, and helplessness, the bully instead shifts the blame onto the victim or external circumstances. This is the moment many victims want to leave and start to plan their exit. But the abuser does everything possible to convince the victim to stay. During reconciliation, they apologize, promise to change, plead for another chance, or threaten to harm themselves. The victim, often still attached to the person they once knew, believes that they can help their partner become a better human being. This sense of responsibility can create a psychological chain that affirms their decision to stay. And so, a new honeymoon phase begins, where the abuser returns to being the ideal partner until tension builds, another incident occurs, and both go back into reconciliation, and so on and so forth, each cycle becoming more intense. Psychologically, the cycle mirrors patterns seen in addiction. Unpredictable bursts of affection act as intermittent rewards, triggering the brain's dopamine system. The victim, like a gambler chasing a win, remains emotionally invested, waiting for the next moment of kindness. And there are 4 other reasons that reinforce the cycle. Victims often internalize blame for their partner's behavior, believing they can prevent future harm through compliance. This leads to deep feelings of shame, especially when harm extends to children. As abusive incidents become routine, victims may grow more forgiving, and their threshold for what is tolerable gradually rises. Abuse often happens behind closed doors. To outsiders, the offender often appears charming, creating feelings of shame that deter the victim from speaking out. Over time, victims may come to believe that their suffering is a self-inflicted choice. Paired with deep feelings of loneliness, this can lead to trauma bonding, where the victim sees the abuser as both the source of pain and the provider of relief. This paradoxical attachment makes separation feel impossible. Abusers often make their partners depend on them through financial commitments, marriage, or shared parenthood. Each layer of commitment raises the cost of exit. Eventually, the consequences can mean losing one's own child or even facing homelessness. According to one study, over 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men report experiencing severe physical violence from a partner. The true figures are likely higher, as many cases go unreported due to fear, stigma, or systemic failures in law enforcement. What do you think? How can we prevent getting into an abusive relationship in the first place? And how can we help those in an abusive relationship right now? Share your experiences and ideas of how to help in the comments below. If you feel like you need to reach out to someone, you can find links and important information in the description of this video.
If you found this helpful, check out our other videos, join us on YouTube or on patreon.com/sprouts. For more information, classroom exercises or videos without background music, visit sproutschools.com.